insects. Table of contents. So many kinds, so many places. Insect shapes and colors. What makes an insect an insect? Insect life cycles. Same but different. And glossary. So many kinds, so many places. This amazing animal is an insect. Flies, ants, and crickets are all insects too. There are so many kinds of insects. Insects are everywhere. Can you name some others? No matter where you are, there is probably an insect near you. Insects are in the air and in the water. They creep in the Arctic snow. Others scamper around the desert. These ladybugs have gathered on a tree trunk. Other insects live on the tops of mountains. Some insects live in the jungles of the rainforest. Insects are everywhere. Insects may seem like pests to you. Some insects eat our clothes, buildings, and crops. But insects are very important. Many different animals need them for food. Insects are important for people too. Bees visit flowers that help fruit grow. They also make sweet honey. People use the thread from the cocoon of a silkworm to make clothing. Insect shapes and colors. Insects are different shapes and colors. The shape or color can help an insect hide. Then an enemy cannot see it. A hungry bird or lizard may think these insects are thorns. This leaf insect looks just like the leaves around it. A walking stick on a twig is very hard to see. Can you find it? Look at the bright colors and designs on this butterfly. Do you think it is hidden from its enemies? Some insects are very easy to see. They are very colorful. They may have special markings. Brightly colored insects often taste bad. They make other animals sick. Animals learn to stay away. The spots on this beetle look like hungry eyes. A hungry animal might think the beetle is a lot bigger, and the animal might be scared away. What makes an insect an insect? How can you tell if a creature is an insect? All insects have 3 body parts. These are the head, thorax, and abdomen. Insects also have 6 legs. Most insects have 1 pair of antennas and 1 or 2 pairs of wings. Look closely at these insects. Can you see 6 legs and 3 body parts? Do they have antennas or wings? Some creatures look like insects, but they are not. Which of these are insects, and how can you tell? Insect life cycles. Insects may look different at each stage of their lives. Most insects go through 4 stages. The stages are egg, larva, pupa, and adult. The eggs of this insect were laid inside cells. After a couple of days, each egg hatches into a larva. The tiny larva stays curled up inside the cell. The larva eats food made from pollen and honey, and this food makes the larva grow. Then the cell is covered with wax. Inside the cell, each larva turns into a pupa. In the pupa stage, the insect goes through a big change. Soon an adult crawls out of each cell. Do you know what insect this is? It's a bee. After a short rest, the bee can go right to work. Young adult bees work in a hive. Older bees work outside. The larvae of different insects do not look the same. These larvae will become insects you know well. What will they look like as adults? Turn the page to find out. Mosquitoes and moths. Some kinds of insects don't have larvae or pupa. When they hatch from their eggs, they are called nymphs. And many nymphs look a lot like their parents but smaller. Milkweed bugs go through about 4 nymph stages. In each new stage, they look a little more like an adult. How many different nymph stages can you find? Same but different. Insects are alike in many ways. They have 3 body parts and 3 pairs of legs. Many have antennas or wings and hatch from eggs, but insects can look very different. Some have antennas that look like feelers, long legs for jumping high. Huge wings for flying far, beautiful colors and designs. On land and in water, under the ground and high in the sky, insects are everywhere. Antenna, the long, often slender feelers on the head. Insects, a group of animals that have 6 legs and 3 body parts. The 3 parts are the head, the thorax, and abdomen. Most have antennas and wings. Life cycle, the stages in the life of an insect. There are 2 kinds of life cycles. Some insects go through 4 stages: egg, larva, pupa, adult. Other insects go from eggs to nymphs to bigger nymphs, and then they grow into adults.